Good morning, YouTube. It's 10 a.m. Sunday, and we are doing another woodworking project. I could not think of a cool intro, and here we are doing a sawdust bowl. And if you've been watching my channel for any amount of time, I've done a couple of these. This is actually building my first sawdust bowl from like a year ago is one of my most popular videos on my channel, and I still get a lot of questions asked about that, so I thought it'd be cool just to do a little basic bowl. Since I'm not feeling too good today, I actually have the flu, but I wanted to be productive and thought that this would be a cool little interesting project that I could get done relatively quick. So all this is leftover sawdust and East Coast resin that I had put in a little bowl and made this blank, obviously. And you didn't get to see that part, but it's super simple. Sawdust, fill it all the way up to the top, and then just pour epoxy on the top of the actual sawdust itself. Put it in the pressure pot for 4.5 hours, and you will get a blank very similar to this. Now, we didn't add any artificial dyes or colors to it. This is just the sawdust from a couple of pine boards from a table I made during the summer. And as you saw earlier in the video, I still have all that sawdust left over from my planer, so that's where I get my sawdust from. So once we got that top layer, because I didn't put enough epoxy, you saw that I had a lot of like uneven spaces on top, and we needed to flatten it out so we could put the waste block on and attach the faceplate. That's why we ended up sanding it down initially. And not feeling well working in the garage, I was kind of hoping that this would go smooth, and it did. The project went very, very smooth. Didn't have any problems with it overall, I'll say that right off the bat. But crazy thing about this particular project today, I said particular, take a shot. It's going to be a drinking game because I use the word particular all the time. Anyway, interesting thing, I have these videos planned out all the way until July, but I, for some reason, skipped today on my schedule of videos to unleash or release, and that's why I ended up having to make this one. And I could have moved another video to today's spot, but I had already done the commentary and mentioned dates and stuff, so I just said, okay, screw it. I don't feel well, but I'm gonna get a project done. So I actually built this one on Friday, and it didn't take very long. This took a little less than 2 hours from start to finish, not including the actual setting up of the resin and pressure pot portion of it. And here we are, just taking the round carbide tool, really working the bottom of the bowl, getting that nice round lip that we typically will like. And as I mentioned, I have videos that are stacked all the way until July of next year because of my job. I'm always, sometimes gone from work or gone away from the garage. So I just want to be able to put out a video at least once a week on a Sunday. And my skills have actually gotten a lot better, and as you will see some other videos in the next upcoming months, you'll be like, how did you do such a good job on X, Y, and Z project, but these ones aren't so good? So the reason for that is because the way I release the videos isn't particularly in order, just FYI. So anyway, back to the project. So once we basically made everything nice, balanced, and even, now we're just taking the bowl gouge and making a mortise on the bottom of it, taking that round carbide tool. And I had a little bit of problems with the square carbide tool. It is definitely not as sharp as it needs to be, and I keep meaning to replace that head or sharpen it, and I just haven't gotten around to it, and being sick isn't really helping my cause at all. So but it got the job done. I didn't have any real big problems or chipping with this particular portion of it, as I've done in the past. Chipping on the back of the mortises seemed to be a big problem, and here I am just taking those last bits of shavings off of the bottom of the bowl before we end up flipping it onto the chuck. And this is one of my favorite parts that I now include in my videos. You'll see this in later projects, but taking that waste block off with just a chisel and just a regular hammer and getting that portion off, because you don't see the entire glue up. Yeah, in the beginning you saw me put a little bit of glue, but I really go back and just explode a ton of hot glue on that because I am deadly afraid of that thing flying off the lathe and hitting me in the face. So once we got that all off, now we're just making everything nice and even and balanced again. We got the round carbide tool here, and if you make these sawdust bowls, they're really typically pretty easy. I would say that it's not like driving just plain pine that you'll see in some of my other videos where it's more wood than epoxy. I would say as much sawdust that is in the top of the bowl it's mostly epoxy that you're working with, so it's going to feel like epoxy on the chisels. And here we are, just balancing everything out. You can see me resting the tool on the top of the blank to make sure everything is nice and even once you reverse it onto the chuck, and we're just getting a lot of material taken down as much as possible before we end up removing the tailstock. And here we are, another weird angle. Like, I feel like I really like this angle, by the way. Nice camera work. I know I'm patting myself on the back, but gouging it out wasn't too much of a problem once we got that initial superficial layer taken off of it. It ended up working real well, and you can see how cool that looks in fast motion with all the good ribbons and the good shavings that we're getting off of it. So you know that you're driving the material properly when you see those kinds of ribbons coming off the bowl itself. The tools are nice and sharp, and it's just working nice and evenly. And here we are with a round carbide tool working the bottom lip of that bowl. And I'm looking at the bowl right now, and it's a nice small little project that I wanted it to do. It's nothing too big or elaborate. It's not super fancy, but it looks really cool in the end, especially now that I know how to use a pressure pot and the appropriate amount of sanding that needs to be done to really get that nice clear shine with the sawdust. And if you go back and watch the original video when I did this sawdust bowl, it wasn't nearly as good looking as this one. And today was kind of a little bit of a rainy day here in Texas, so you won't see like the clear sunshine portion of that sun coming through the blank itself. But overall, real fun project to do. Here we are. Like I said, this did not take long to do because it's a very shallow type of bowl, and we're just getting those things real nice and even. And look at all the shavings. Like, you'd be surprised. Even though this wasn't a very large blank, it completely engulfed the workbench, and there is everything covered. All those cool shavings just completely overtaking the MIDI lathe there. And here we are getting ready to do my favorite part, LOL, sanding, going from 340 all the way up to the micro mesh with the sanding. And we do a little bit of wet sanding here in a little bit, but here we are just trying to get everything nice and sanded down. That's really what you got to do if you really want to get that clear shine on a lot of these projects. So here we are, hitting it with the micro mesh, and then we're just going to hit it with that wood wax that I like so much. And we are just nearly done. And by this time in the garage, I was about to pass out because I was not feeling good. I'm not feeling good now, as you can tell as I'm doing this commentary. I'm kind of just like bleh. I am very blah, but I'm the type that even though I don't feel good, I gotta be productive. I gotta make these videos. I love doing this, by the way. So here we are, just polishing everything up nice and neat. And it's got that yellow tint to it, but it looks really good, as you'll see. Boom, right there. Looking really nice. No chipping, no sharp edges. Just a real nice piece of material. Let me take a sip of water before I cough all over the commentary. All right. And there it is. Like I said, it was kind of a gloomy day here in Texas, so you don't really get to see the sun shine through it. But overall, real happy with the project, happy with the way it turned out. Sorry about the speckles. I need to clean my camera. But hope you guys are doing great out there, and I will see you guys in the next project. Peace. Alright, so project is done. Here it is. Today is Friday, January 29th, maybe? I did not have a video for Sunday scheduled, and I have these videos scheduled out until July. And then I looked at my thing and I was like, hey, I need a project. And I was doing this basic bowl because I get still a lot of comments on like one of my first projects, which was a sawdust bowl. And this is definitely better than that original. You can go back and watch that one like 2 years ago. But simple wood bowl. I actually have the flu right now. I don't feel well, but I need to be productive. I just have this horrible headache, stomach flu. I feel nauseous, and the fumes from this are making me kind of queasy. But anyway, I decided I gotta be productive. But overall, I really liked it. Hope you guys like it. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm gonna go take some Tylenol and drink some water, and then go to bed. All right, so hope you guys are having a great Sunday. This is actually the day before my posted video, so yeah, I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'll do it in the commentary. All right, I'll check you guys later. Bye.